Raise your hand if you'd like to retire on Shiba Inu in 2026. In this video, we're going over how that would be possible with all different price prediction models, all with different burn rates as examples. For those of you that are new to the channel, my name is Ben. I've made over 6 figures trading crypto. I'm on a journey to 10K a month of passive income, and I want you to join me on this journey. Let's go. Shiba Inu has been crushing it lately, and I'm glad I picked up some before the 4 to 5x that happened. When I started to create this retire on Shiba plan, I made a few spreadsheets, and we'll look over those to determine my price predictions. So first thing that I had to figure out for my price predictions was different burn rates and what that would make the market caps and also supply of the coin. So I decided to use 5 different burn rates and make them 0.1%, 1%, 10%, 25%, and 60%. This is so we can see the contrast between a very small burn rate and a very, very large burn rate and how that can impact the price. So we took the current supply of 394 trillion and multiplied it by 1 minus the burn rate, which in this example of 0.1%, that would be 0.001. So then it would be 0.999. So 394 trillion times 0.999. And that gives us these examples. And then you would just take the previous year and times it by that number, and then you'd get these numbers, 393.6 and so on, all the way to 391.6. So after 5 years, it would burn about 2.4 trillion coins. Then for 1%, it'd be 0.99. And so by 5 years later, it's at 371 trillion. So as you can see, the 0.1% and the 1% burn don't make that big of a difference in the supply. But once we get to the 10% and 25% and 60%, you'll see it make a big difference in the total supply. So at a 10% burn rate after 5 years, it's about half the supply of the 0.1%. And then the 25%, it's about a fifth of the supply of the 0.1%. And then the 60% burn, it's about 1/200th of the supply of the 0.1% burn. So this is the impact burn rate can have on the supply over years. Now, what effect would that have on the price predictions? Well, I'll show you. After calculating these supplies, I created these price predictions based on the burn rates of 0.1, 1, 10, 25, and 60. And then IBT is just I've been trading price prediction. This would be my price prediction. And then I took an average of all of those. And for these price predictions, I wanted to be super, super conservative and see what Shiba could do in the next 5 years. And you'll probably think that these price predictions are too conservative, but the higher the burn rate, the crazier predictions that I have for the coin. Starting with 0.1%, I kept increasing each year by a good amount. So this year I had it going up to 0.4041, which is about a 30% increase from its current price. And all the way up to 5 years, I have it at 0.30 and 11. So it'd be about a 4x from the current price. How would that look in regards to the market cap? Well, let's see. So if we scroll down lower, what I did is I took these price predictions, multiplied them by the supply from the burns, and then this gave us the market caps. And so the market caps actually all stayed relatively the same. And I think this is just because the price predictions were based off of the supply. They all end around 40 billion for the market cap, which would be about 4 times the current market cap. And in 5 years times, that would probably still be in the top 20. And remember, I'm trying to be very conservative with these predictions. It can always go much higher, but it's better to be cautious and safe than to be risking it all on just these crazy price predictions. So now let's compare the biggest burn rate of 60%. So starting out, I have it taken off to about 4 zeros and 96, so about a 3x from here. Each year it does about another 3x, and so by 2026 it would be at 2.4 cents, which is just absolutely insane. And it put it at a $40 billion market cap as well with all those crazy numbers. But here's where the questions arise. When they burn a huge part of the supply, does that mean the holders will also have less coins as a result of that? Or will they still have the same amount of tokens? Will they do one of the changes like we've seen with other coins where they make 1,000 tokens of the old one into 1 token of the new one, or 100 tokens of the old one into 1 token of the new one? And if that were to happen, then Shiba Inu, if it did reach these crazy prices, you'd be holding 100 times less of their token, so it wouldn't make that much of a difference. So 2 cents would be actually like 0.0002 still. These are all questions that I would consider and think about, but because of all these questions, we're going to go with the smallest burn rate of 0.1%, and we're going to use this because it's the most conservative for our retire spreadsheet. Now, before I reveal the spreadsheet and what it could take, if you've enjoyed this video so far, drop a like down below. And if you want access to these spreadsheets, they are available to my Patreon members, and you'll also get my trades and much more. All right, so here is the spreadsheet, and this is to retire in the US as well. And this is also for 50 years. So we're going all the way, if we scroll down, all the way to 2075. And as you can see, by 2075, you'd have about $6,000 left. So the way that this works is the SHIBA balance is the amount of dollars worth of SHIBA that you need to hold. I put in 3% staking because on crypto.com you can stake with the Royal Indigo card for 3% if you locked it up for 3 months. I said 1% trades, so you do enough trades to make an additional 1% per year. An increase of price of 2% per year. So then we have 1% added from trades to grow your portfolio, which 1% is extremely conservative and achievable. And then we also have 2% increase in price each year, which is also doable. And then the appreciation is from staking. So this times the 3%, this is what your staking rewards would be, and then that's added on to the total. For the expenses, we calculated an average salary for a US citizen and we times it by 2.5. And so it gives us about 80K a year, which is way more than enough to live, but it also takes into account medical, insurance, travel, etc. And we also added the cash back from our best friend, the crypto.com debit card, and we were even really conservative there, and we only said you'd get 30% of your expenses. And so you would do the 30% times either 3% or 5. And in this case, we used 5. So it gives you with 0.15%. So you can see that. That's how we got these numbers. And we added that onto the total as well. So with that being said, you need about $2 million worth of SHIBA to retire in 2026. And you need about $4 million worth without staking and about 2.4 million without trading. So this is how we get the amount of coins that you would need from the price predictions and where those price predictions come into play. So all these price predictions right here are all from 2026. And then the amount of SHIBA that you would need without staking in this column and without trading in this column right here. And then we also put in the price of SHIBA today to figure if you were to buy the 0.1%, and you would need about 17.7 billion SHIBA for the first column, and the second one about 34 billion, and then the third one about 21.6 billion. So what does that come out today? That'd be roughly about $500,000 for the first one, about $1 million for without staking, and about 630,000 without trading. Now before you go out and buy a ton of SHIBA just from watching this video, you need to see how it compares to my other Retire on Crypto videos, starting with the Retire on CRO video right here. The results will shock you. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, as always, keep it in the green.